want more success? Well, join and have a free success strategy call with me. But first of all, let me explain to you what it's all about. Now, think about life. You can't get your dream job without getting some sort of training and learning. Is that right? You can get into a relationship though, and then you can hope that it's going to turn out okay. When it doesn't, you wonder why, what you did wrong, what they did wrong. But again, it's a bit of a potluck scenario. Let's just hope it's going to be okay. Now, on the other hand, you can get some unpaid, very rewarding jobs like being a parent. But generally, you might go and get some books or some courses, or if you did what your parents did and you had a great upbringing, maybe that's going to be good. But if you didn't, maybe that's not going to be so great. But think about it. If you want to cook a new recipe, if you want to build something, you're going to look for some instructions. That's how you learn to do what you want in your life. But what about the rest of your life? What about life? It appears most of our life is just potluck. You're hoping you'll be happy. And then when you aren't, you wonder what you did wrong. Well, in fact, you didn't do anything wrong. You actually weren't ready to learn how to achieve and create and manifest the great results, the dreams that you want in your own life. You weren't ready to make the improvements that you need to do to create a life you really love. So some of the things you've got to look at it, who are you really? What's your health like? What's your relationships like? Have you got a job that you love? Am I earning or creating the wealth and abundance you want? And what's the soul thing inside me? And what does it mean to be spiritual? Now, because we're all alive, we think these things are just going to happen, but let me assure you they don't. We don't know these answers until we go looking. And I was 30 before I realized that I really had to make an extra special effort to create my own happiness. You see, I'd been living and having some good times, but in fact, I wasn't the real me. I didn't know that I'd become a peacemaker, and I'd lost the real me 18 years earlier when I was bullied. So although I was sort of okay, and I had this mask on, I showed the world that I was happy, but inside I kind of had a sad soul. Now, once I realized that the cause of that was lower self-esteem from that high school bullying, I've been spending every day of my life, I'm making sure that my self-esteem is okay. Now, that's for a long time I've been doing that, 25 plus years, but that's how I make sure I'm a success and why I know that it doesn't feel okay to be a failure. So let me share something else. Now, you are here on earth to enjoy life, to be happy, to create your successes. And that means you've got to learn how to do it. If you're relying on somebody else to do it, that isn't your answer, because what you're often doing is you're living their dreams and you're standing behind them and supporting them. So instead, you've got to learn the necessary skills so you create the best version of yourself and bring it to the world. Think of Oprah and Elton. They've been on their journey. We are exactly the same. We're not as famous as them, but we've got to do it. We've got challenges to overcome like them. We've got our unique gifts like them. And we've got to find what they are to make us happy and share them out in the world to make the world a better place. Now, being their authentic self makes them feel good, and that's what we want for you. In fact, that's all our journeys. And because I've done their Be That, and I can actually wear the t-shirt if I had one on, because I've been doing this work for so long, this is where I can help you. That's why I call my free phone calls to people a success strategy call. Because that's what we're discussing. We're discussing your success. So here's what's included in the call, how it kind of works. First of all, you book a time that suits us both. We've probably got different time zones. You fill in the questionnaire from the calendar, and I receive that so I know a little bit about you. You'll receive a couple of emails to remind you about the success strategy date that you've organised. And then I'll phone you, and when you receive the phone call, I suggest you have a quiet place where you can talk, where you can be uninterrupted. Now, for a start, this is valuing yourself as well as valuing and respecting me and my time. So we're valuing each other. Think about it. When you want to try on some clothes, maybe you ask for some help, or if you're wanting to share your services with people to explain things, you need some time to do it. So in your mind case and my case in the success strategy call, we have 45 minutes minimum. Sometimes it's a bit longer. Often it is if we haven't finished it. Now, following from your questionnaire, I'll ask some more questions so together we can clarify what's not working before we can confirm what you want to change in your life. Then we move on to part 2, where I'll ask you some more questions to ascertain your biggest challenge. Now, generally, it's not what you think it is. And that's why I'm asking prompting questions to help you get some clarity. Now, finally, in part 3, I'll give you some tips about what to work on first, what you need to look at further down the line, and also if you're suitable and ready, I'll offer you that we do some work together so that I can help you further and much quicker. Now, the advantage of that is that you have 30 years of my experience of helping thousands of people achieve their dreams, and I'm helping you achieve your dreams and creating them now. Generally, what we have to do is undo some of our thoughts, embrace some new skills and tools, and create a space in your life so that you can then have time to create your dreams and the desires, the ones that you thought were impossible. Now, also as a law of attraction coach, we involve that in your life, and that's what I guide you to do as well. So remember at the start of this, I said, life can be potluck, or you can create success and hope that you're going to get there. This is now your decision time. You have to decide, how important is your happiness to you? How many years have you not been happy, and how long do you want to be happy the rest of your life? If you do, book the success strategy call. It takes some time for you to actually get organized, get confident, make the changes, and then get onto the track of creating a life that you love. The longer you leave it, the longer it takes for it to start. So there is a link attached to this. Click on this. If it doesn't work, just copy and paste it and then into the browser and click on that. But I can assure you, I can 100% guarantee that your sessions with me will change your life. Even just starting with a success strategy session, it gives you some clarity to move forward. So I hope I see you on the inside.